Rocambasco here, and today I'm gonna see if you can beat Far Cry 2 with only a sharp piece of metal. This challenge is pretty damn rough, but of the many times I've died, my boy Josip was always there to pull me away from the light. He was a true comrade. Far Cry 2 is a great game, but the majority of the missions play out in the same way. You go to some dude's camp, penetrate them in the non-gay way, go get another contract, and penetrate even more big boys. Because of this, I won't be talking about a majority of those missions, and I will mainly be touching on some of the more complex missions, such as, how in the fuck do I destroy a train with only a machete? Before the challenge starts, I want to say that I chose to play on normal difficulty because hard mode gives me hemorrhoids, and easy mode is for women, and being a woman is pretty fucking gay. Anyways, the first hour or so of the game is just a long dumbass tutorial, so fuck all that, let's just get right into the real meat and potatoes of the challenge. One of my first missions was to blow up a truck that was full of supplies, so the African army would have to resort to drinking dirt and eating the leftover corn bits found in zebra caca. The soldiers guarding the supplies weren't too hard. I only had one syringe left over, but lucky for me, their aim was only slightly better than a stormtroopers. I went around to all the injured men, seemingly to put them out of their misery, but I'm a sadistic fuck, so I found pleasure in stabbing their dicks. Now came time to destroy the supplies, and lucky enough for me, there was propane tanks in the truck, so I tapped on one of the tanks and the whole supply cache exploded. My next objective was to break into a greenhouse and destroy a water pump. Damn, we're really trying to make these guys resort to drinking fucking dirt. So there I was, sneaking around in all that bush, but then...
I know I heard something. There you are.
I played a game of cat and mouse with the soldiers, using the vegetation to hide me booty, until at least they all tasted the tastiness of cold tasty steel. Surprisingly, the water pump got completely fucked by only a single swipe of my machete. I did more missions for the UFLL and APR, just killing random people. I bought a sneaky upgrade so I could become the ultimate ninja rapist. Even though this game isn't really optimized for stealth gameplay, there were times that stealth was gonna be the best strategy to deal with a certain section, so that I, the ninja rapist, wouldn't get raped. Now comes a tricky little part of the challenge. Mr. Bossmansir wants me to destroy a train because this specific train worked for Hitler in World War II, transporting the Jews to Auschwitz. So now it was time for it to face justice. Or should I say, Jewstice. The train yard was full of soldiers, big surprise, but these motherfuckers had mounted LMGs and SPAS 12s, so this was gonna be a challenge within a challenge. I went on YouTube, put on some crazy frog so I would become consumed with confidence and hype, and then I ran around the train yard cutting down every piece of filth I came into contact with. It was fucking awesome. But after all that, I came face to face with the big black choo-choo train. I was puzzled. How was I, a ninja rapist, gonna destroy a train with only my machete? And that's when I saw the barrels, and I knew that this train was going down. The only problem is that the barrels are delicate as fuck, and when I got to the final stage of my plan, I would die. But Paul Ferenc never lets a homie down. He dragged me the fuck out of there, and so I successfully completed the mission. Hell yeah. But you may be asking yourself, where is Josip? Well, there was another mission where he suggested to do the mission his way, so I snuck into a compound, got some info, and dipped out completely undetected. And when I went to go meet him, he had successfully stopped a convoy that I was supposed to destroy, but Josip was in rough shape. I couldn't heal him, so I had no choice but to end his suffering via dick chop. Rest in peace, Josip. There was another hard mission I had to do where I had to destroy a compressor. My first attempt, I tried to take them all on in combat, but I quickly got fucked up, so in my next attempt, I snuck past everyone, made it into the hut with the compressor, destroyed it, and left without anyone ever knowing I was there. Some more main missions happen until we have a little talk with the Jackal, and then get into the second act of the game. And this is where the god-awful boat section is. In this section, you have to defend a big supply boat from smaller enemy boats, mortars, and mortars? Fuck, how the fuck you say that?
Mortar.
I tried killing them, but it was way too difficult, so my best strategy was to look at the boat's engine and spam E so I could repair it back to back non-stop. It worked surprisingly well, and in no time we made it to shore and I got the fuck out of there. There's 3 more missions where you have to destroy objects like kilns and a truck full of supplies, but the kiln was surrounded with explosive canisters and the truck had propane in the back, so I killed those things easily enough, but the last mission, where you have to destroy an object with only the machete, was a generator, which was really hard because, get this, I couldn't destroy it with only my machete. There were also no explosives around for me to detonate, at least not in the immediate area, so I went looking for anything I could use. There was a base full of enemies that I snuck past earlier to avoid a fight, but there was explosive barrels here, so I tried to be quick and silent, but Mr. Nipples here had to go and see me. I spent the next few minutes killing this big group of friends, and then finally started pushing the barrel. It was very hard because, again, these barrels are delicate. Push them too hard and they fucking explode. So I was going to have to inch it forward, but I also had a long way to go, and I had to go uphill. About halfway through my journey, some wandering cunt came out of nowhere, so I quickly hid to avoid him and stop him from shooting the barrel, and then I killed him. Because of that, my barrel rolled back down the hill, which was a pain in the liver. After the longest 25 minutes of my life, I finally pushed it all the way to the generator and destroyed it with the barrel. After that generator mission, there's only 3 more hours left of main missions to do, and 2 of those 3 hours is literally the same thing, going to a location and killing leaders of both the UFLL and APR, so the other leaders could have more power. These missions could be pretty tough, but nothing special ever happened. Success was determined purely based on how good I was at the game. I felt like a dick for killing all those men who trusted me, but at the end of the day, you should never trust a ninja rapist mercenary. The one mission I do want to talk about is this boat mission, because it was so fucking hard. I died more times on this single mission than any other mission in the game, because it was guarded by the most annoying little assholes. RPG dudes, Spas 12 dudes, and LMG cunts. I eventually figured out that the best way to deal with this part was to clear out the perimeter and make my way inward toward the ship and then kill them off one by one, retreating only to heal until I finally killed my target.
Fuck you, I have a gun.
But anyways, I do some more missions and shit until I reach the last segment of the game, where I decide to help the Jackal escort a bunch of civilians out of the war zone. The jungle was full of bloodthirsty assholes, so I had to perform guerrilla tactics and tactically run away like a little pussy. My first task was to get diamonds, but all of my former comrades wanted them for themselves. Even Marty here, after I saved him on the boat and willingly freed him from prison because I'm a loyal motherfucker. Even if he is just coding in a video game, he was still my boy. I was forced to kill Marty, Paul, and the other 2 who I didn't really give a shit about. After that, I walked right into this camp and killed the 2 commanders, which kinda sucked because these 2 were my favorite of them all, but I escaped and then I had to make my last choice of the game. Escorting the diamonds safely so the civilians could escape the country, or detonating the dynamite with a car battery to stop the army from tailing the civilians. I wanted to join Josip in Valhalla and die a hero, so I chose the battery, said goodbye to my new best friend, slaughtered everyone in between me and the dynamite, and then I used my machete for the last time. But this time, it wasn't to take a life. So was I, the ninja rapist, able to beat Far Cry 2 with only the machete? Surprisingly, fuck yeah boys. Feel free to subscribe, to leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you all in the next one.